here. I'm very, very excited for you to be part of this webinar this morning. Realtour is one of my favorite tools for you guys to use to get your listings out to the real estate agents anywhere in the country. So Jana will do this tool incredible justice, better than I can do. So welcome everybody, and I'm going to introduce you to Jana from Realtour, and she's going to take it away.
Okay, hi everybody. And I'm just going to say again, in case you missed it, I'm going to record the whole session. So don't worry so much about taking notes and stuff. It's better if you just watch the session and pay attention. And then when it's over, I can post the link to this on YouTube, and I'll send that link to Kari Jo, and then she can send it to all of you. So you can re-watch any part of it that you want if you want to review it or anything. So just sit back and relax, and I'll just take you through how to use all our tools, and I think you'll be really surprised at how easy it is. We've tried to build our software so that it's very usable, very user-friendly. We've got a lot of repetition in here, so when you do a lot of stuff, you're going through the same processes. We've done it all just to make life easier for you and to make things fast. You can get your listings in our system, get your marketing material created, and get it out there quickly and easily, okay? So if everyone can see my screen, we're just logged into my account, and it doesn't matter if you're me or a real estate agent or a sales rep or a photographer. When you log into your Realtour account, everybody gets the same stuff. So we all have the same home page. This is our little dashboard with all of our main products right here, okay? We're going to go through those in a second. Okay, we also have a drop down of all of our marketing products. We have your accounts. You can access your account, get set up. You can access your shopping cart. We have all of our prices right here. And then if you ever need to contact help and support, you can click here or here. We do have a live chat option with a real live person on live chat that if you run into any problems when you're in the middle of something, you can just email her. Her name is Amanda. She'll be right there, and you can chat back and forth, and she'll walk you or talk you through whatever problems you might have, okay? So the first thing I want to explain to everybody quickly, because it'll make sense as we go along, when you create a Realtour account, the first thing that I always encourage people to do, and we will send you here right away, is that you will go to My Account, and under My Contact Info and Bio, you'll come to this page. I always encourage people, just take a minute to fill in this information. It's just your contact information. It's just your name and your title, your office address, your contact phone numbers. If you have an assistant, you can put in their email address. If you have a website, you can put in your own website address. Just take a minute to fill in all of this information, because as we go along, and you'll see this today as I show you, all of this information is going to auto-populate into your marketing materials. So if you make an e-flyer or you make a virtual tour, all of this information is going to populate into that for you without you having to do anything, because you've already entered it into the system. So you have your contact info, your headshots, so you can upload headshots. Now I've got a whole bunch. So keep in mind, this is just a fake account. So this is just my demo account that I use to train people. So I've uploaded just a whole bunch of headshots, but most people will have 1 or 2 headshots. We allow you to upload up to 60. Obviously, you're probably never going to have that many, but you might do, the occasional listing with a partner, and then you might want to upload their headshot as well, so you can have both. So you can upload all of your headshots right here, okay? And same thing with your logos. You can upload your logos. And a lot of people will have 2 or 3 different versions of their logos. I have upload, just every logo imaginable in here just for training purposes, okay? So again, just to repeat, when you first create your account, we will send you to the contact page. Please take a minute and fill in your stuff, upload your headshot, upload your logo. It will save you a lot of time later, and it will always be saved in the system, so you never have to do it again, okay? So that's the first thing I always like to start with, the My Account stuff. Okay, so now we're going to go into the actual products. So the main products that we sell are photo shoots, professional photo shoots, virtual tours, e-flyers, print materials, and then 2 brand new products that we have that I will just touch on lightly: newsletters, which we did a little session a couple weeks ago, and listing presentations. The big ones we're going to go through today are these top 4 right here, these ones and the print materials, okay? So photo shoots. So I can't tell you enough how important it is to have really good pictures for your listing. You guys probably already know all of this, but we have an entire fleet of professional photographers They're not direct employees of ours, but they are affiliated with us. So you can order a photo shoot with them through us. So it works that way, okay? The reason I stress getting a photo shoot is because it will just make all the difference in your marketing materials. Your pictures are going to be, you're going to have beautiful professional photographs that you can use in your virtual tour, in your flyers, in your print materials, in your newsletters, and it's going to make all the difference, okay? And I'm just going to show you how easy it is and how quick it is to just order and book a photo shoot. So let's say you just got a listing. The first thing you want to do is book that photo shoot so you can have your pictures ready so you can start making your marketing materials. So you're going to log into your account. You're just going to click on photo shoots, order a shoot, because we're starting from scratch. Now the first thing you're going to do, you're going to come to this property listing page. So in order to get started, you have to enter the listing. You have to create the listing in the system. And this is the same for all of our products. Remember I said that our stuff is repetitive? We do it the same way for every product so that it's easier for you. So whether you're ordering a photo shoot or whether you're getting started with an e-flyer or a virtual tour, you are always going to come to this page where you have to at least get started by setting up your listing. Okay, so this page will always look the same. Now, there's a lot of information on this page, but to get started, you only have to fill in the fields that are outlined in green. You don't have to fill in everything else. You can come back and do that later. So for now, let's say we just want to get started. I'm going to enter my, what is today, Thursday already? I'm going to enter my address. Let's just call it Thursday Street. And let's just say I'm in Austin. I only have one zip code memorized, so I always go with Austin. Okay, so all I did was fill in those 4 fields and I get a continue button. So I can fill in everything else if I want, but if I'm in a rush, I've got a meeting, I just want to get this photo shoot booked, I can just fill in those first 4 and hit continue. Okay. Now the very next page is going to show me the photographers that service my zip code area for the listing I just created. So I've got these guys right here. Now I can go in and I can look at their portfolios. I can look at their pricing. Each photographer sets up their own packages that they offer. They set up their own pricing. But they all work in the same area. They all know each other. They're fairly competitive. So you can expect that their packages are going to be pretty standard. They're pretty comparable. They're same with their pricing. And you can see here, you can get a standard package for $95. So that's the cheapest, and that's pretty much the same all the way across the board. So for $100, you get a great professional photo shoot. So that's why I'm saying it's worth it. Even on a small listing, just throw $100 at it, you'll get a great photo shoot. A lot of our photographers are now offering aerials. They've got drones that go out and fly over and take amazing shoots. Some of them do video. They do a lot of panos. So, you know, you might want to take a few minutes and go through the photographers and look at their pricing and their packages, that kind of thing. Okay. Each one has a calendar, and so you can see what days they're available and which days they're booked. And if you let's just say we're going to go with David. We like David. He's our guy. Someone recommended him. We like his portfolio. And I want to do my shoot. Well, I want to get it done as soon as possible. So he's available Tuesday. I just click on the day I want, and up pops the order form. So this is the same as the little pop-up pricing, only on this page I can actually select the ones I want. So let's say I want to do a little bit better than just a standard package. I'm going to go with, let's say I'm going to go with a deluxe package with some panos too for 165. All I do is tick the one I want, scroll down to the bottom, and hit continue. So I've ticked the package. The next page, this is the page where I give David instructions on how he's going to access the property. So either there's a lockbox with a code, or he's going to meet me at the property, and here's my phone number. See how that phone number auto-populated? It came from my account. So that's one place where you don't have to type in your phone number if you put it in your account info. Or maybe the owner will be home, in which case I would tick that and put in the owner's name and number, and David can meet the owner. I'm going to tick this one. If there's any instructions, you know, like David, please take some pictures of the yard. The owner just had some landscaping done and they want to get their garden and stuff included. I can type in some instructions for him. Whatever I need to do on this page is pretty straightforward. I just add it to the shopping cart. It's going to create the order. And that's it. Now I'm in the shopping cart. So I get a little summary here. Okay, I've ordered this package. It was this much. It's scheduled for this day. And look, Platinum Virtual Tour. $0. So for every photo shoot you order, whether it's the most basic photo shoot, whether it's the most expensive photo shoot, it doesn't matter. You will always, always, always get a free platinum virtual tour included for free. And our platinum virtual tour is worth $30. So that's a huge bonus and another incentive to do it. The other great thing about booking a photo shoot is that, and this was also created to make your lives easier, it's the photographer, David, when he's done the photo shoot, he will process the pictures and he will upload those pictures into your account for you and create the virtual tour for you. And when that's all done, you'll get an email saying, hey, your virtual tour is done, your pictures are done. You can click links in the email itself to download your pictures, to watch your tour, or you can log into your account and go into virtual tours and your tour will be there waiting for you, which I will show you. So that's another bonus. We've done that to alleviate the hassle, and we get a lot of support calls from people who've hired an outside photographer, and then the photographer sends them their pictures in a zip file, or they've got them on Dropbox or some other, system, and the agent can't figure out, how do I get my pictures? I don't know how to use Dropbox. It's just kind of a hassle. So when you order a photo shoot through us, we do all of that for you. We create the tour, we upload the pictures into your account. You don't have to do anything. Okay, so that's just another bonus for doing it. So we're in the shopping cart. All I have to do now is pay, and then the order goes through. David gets an email telling him he's got a shoot. He goes out, does the shoot, and you're done. That's it. So as you can see, I can order a photo shoot in like 2 minutes. And once you start, most of our agents get used to a certain photographer that they like, and they'll always book the same photographer. They'll usually book the same photo shoot, so they don't have to go through and scroll through all the packages. So once you get the hang of it, you can literally do this in a minute. Okay, you just type in your listing, select your photographer, select your date, pick your package, pay for it, and you're done. Okay. I'm going to delete this so I don't accidentally order anything from David and then it just causes confusion. Let's go back to the home page. So that's your photo shoots. Really easy, right? Okay. Next up, we're going to go through virtual tours. So rather than create a tour from scratch, I'm going to, and I can create a tour. I'm going to actually edit one of my existing tours because we're doing a demo and I want you guys to see what a fully fleshed out tour looks like. So I'm going to click on Edit Existing. Okay, now this page shows all of my listings. Now I have a bunch of listings in here because I do a lot of training and I create lots of fake listings so I can show people. When you first get started, you might only have one listing on this page, but that's okay. Agents who've been with us for a long time will have dozens of listings and they can just scroll through all of their listings. They're always going to show up on this page, whether you're making a tour or an e-flyer or print material, or whether you're looking at all your existing photo shoots that you've done over the years. They're always going to show up and this page will always look the same. You'll always have your listings that have a finished product. In this case, these listings have published virtual tours, or you're going to have your listings that you created, but they don't have a finished product. Okay? So as you can see, here's the listing we just made for that photo shoot, 123 Thursday Street. Now it's over here in this column because we haven't done a virtual tour for it yet. It says it's waiting for images. Okay? So we're going to abandon our little Thursday Street and go over here, and I'm just going to demo one of my existing tours because it already has pictures in it and it will just save us some time. Okay, so what I want to do is edit my tour just so I can get into the back end and show you guys what it looks like. Now, does this page look familiar? Remember when we ordered the photo shoot and I had to set up the listing? This is the property details page. This is what it looks like when it's full of information. So I've gone in and I've taken the time to fill in all the information and my little listing description right here, and I've already uploaded pictures, so there's already a picture. So this is what this page looks like when it's complete. And you can always come back to this page and make edits, no matter what. Whether you're making an e-flyer, whether you're in the middle, even if your virtual tour is published, it doesn't matter. You can always come back and make changes. The beautiful thing about the virtual tour is that you can always update your virtual tour and it will update instantly without you having to do anything. So for example, if I make my virtual tour and I blast it out and it's out there for all the world to see, and then a few months later, it's not selling, and my client says, well, let's drop the price, I can just come into the back end like I just did, edit my tour. I can click on, all these fields are editable. See how they move? I can click on the price. Okay, well, let's just change this to $750. Done. I didn't even have to hit save. It's done. Now anyone out there who clicks the link to watch my tour, they always get the most recent version of my tour. Because when they play my tour, it's being played from my Realtour account. And this is now the most recent version with 750 on my Realtour account. That's what they're going to see. Okay? All right, so this is our property details page. Now you'll notice we have a navigation bar that stretches across the top of the page. There's a navigation bar in all of our products with every page that you can go through. The reason we've done it this way is so that you don't have to go page by page by page. All of these options, or most of them, are optional, so you can skip options. You don't have to go through all of these if you don't want to. Today we're going to quickly go through them all just so you can see what features we have. But once you get used to making tours, you might have a very small listing or a very simple listing, in which case you just want to do your property details, get your pictures in there, and head straight to the shopping cart. And some people do that, and you can totally do that. That is up to you 100%. But if you want to go through step by step, you can do that as well. So there's always going to be a navigation bar in the back end of whatever product you're making so that you can move around really easily, jump back and forth, so on and so forth. Okay, so page 1, property details. We are done this page. Let's move to the next page, which is manage photos. So you do not have to order a professional photo shoot to use our products. If you have your own pictures, you can use your own pictures. It's no problem. And you might have a photographer that's not in our system and they take your pictures. That's fine as well. As long as you have your pictures on your own computer, you can upload them into any of our products. So on the photos page, here are all my little pictures right here. You'll notice we have different tabs. So you can upload regular old photos, panos. Now panos are those 360-degree photos that usually a professional is going to take. They're the ones that when they're in a virtual tour, you do a 360 view of a room, so they're kind of cool. Video, I don't think I have any videos uploaded in this tour, but if you have a little video, I mean, you can take a video on your iPhone. You can take a video on your camera, or you might have a video of yourself that a professional has done, like a little signature video about you that you might want to stick at the very end of your tour. That's fine. You can upload a little video. 3D, some of our photographers are offering 3D photo shoots, which are really cool. If you have that, it'll be uploaded here. If you have a floor plan, some people have floor plans of the property. I've got some uploaded in here. And then again, your headshots and logos, you can manage those in here as well. These are the same headshots and logos that I had under my account. It's in the same place. If I edit them in here, it'll edit them here. So if I delete one, maybe I'm going to delete this one. It's deleted, it'll also be deleted up here as well. So everything is connected. So you don't have to worry about, uh-oh, I deleted a headshot from my virtual tour, now I have to go to my account and delete it. You don't have to. It's all connected. Okay? And my logos. There we go. So let's jump back to photos. And just to show you how, even though I have a bunch of photos uploaded, if you want to upload photos, you just click Upload Images. And then wherever you have your images saved, so for me on my desktop, I have a folder just full of images right here. So wherever you have your images saved, you can just select. Now you don't have to do this one at a time. You might have a photo shoot of 30 images. You don't want to upload them one at a time. You can select all of them and then hit go, which I'm not going to do because that will take too long. I'm just going to upload one image just so you guys can see. So let's just upload this image, hit go. I can see it uploading right here. Once it's uploaded, the system will render, and then I'll see a little thumbnail of it right here. Oh, there it is there. Now that's a repeat image, so it just replaced the one that was there already. I can also delete. I can manage images in here. I can delete them. I can change the order of them. Because right now, if I was to just finish my tour and say I'm done, the order that the images show right here is the order they're going to play in the tour. So I can change the order here. I can move these around, say, well, I don't really want this one over here. So you can fiddle around with this and get it the way you want. And this is the order that these will show in. Okay? So that's all you have to do. Oh, one more thing. You can also download your images. So for example, if you did order a photo shoot, it's the photographer who's uploaded the images, which means you don't have a copy of these images saved on your computer. They're saved in your Realtour account, but they're not saved on your computer. So you might want to download these images, and you can download them at 5 different sizes. And we've done that because there are different sizes required by different MLSs in whatever state you're in. So if you want to put your listing on the MLS, which I'm sure you all do, I think you have to legally, Depending on what your MLS requirements are, you might want to download at medium or large. And then you can download a zip file of the pictures, save them onto your computer, and then you can upload those into your MLS. Or maybe your client also wants a copy of the images. You can then send them an email, attach the zip file, and you're good to go. Okay? So you can upload and download, manage all your images right here on this page. Okay, so now we're going to go into pretty much all of these are optional features, but I'm going to run through them quick so you guys can see what you can do. Map location. On this page, you don't have to do anything. Basically, in the front end of the tour, which we will look at when we're done building, keep in mind we're in the back end of the tour now, so it doesn't look that good. You'll see it from the front end. It looks much better. There's going to be a Google Map page where people can see where your listing is. So this is just a Google map. I can move it around just like I'm on Google. The little marker indicates where my listing is. So this whole page is just for you to make sure that your marker is in the correct place, because sometimes Google doesn't get it right. If you're right downtown, then it probably will, but some of your listings might be in a brand new development in like a subdivision on the outskirts of town, and Google doesn't have those streets mapped properly, in which case you can click on your little marker and move it. Maybe it's actually supposed to be right here. Google kind of got it wrong. So you can just click on it and just slightly move it. Whatever you need to do, you can manage it right here on this page. Okay, next up, floor plan creator. Totally optional. If you don't have any floor plans, you don't have to do this, but some people like to do it. It's kind of a nice feature. So when you get to this page, here are all of my floor plans that I uploaded back on the Manage Photos page. They're here ready and waiting for me, as well as all of my pictures are here as well. So, and this is something that you're going to see repeated as we go on, this little setup. So I've got locations. And when we say locations, what we really mean is, the house itself. So we've created a location, main floor. Now, if I have, maybe I have floor plans for the main floor and the second floor. I want to create a second location. I just click on that and I can type in the title of it. Let's just say I have second floor. I just click away. You'll notice there's no save buttons. You don't have to save stuff. Our system will, everything you do, every click you make, we save it instantly. So you don't have to click save. It will always save it. Okay? Next, I need to assign my floor plan over to whichever one. Let's say that's the main floor. And let's go back to floor plans. Let's say this is the second floor. Okay? Now, for today, we're just going to do the main floor. So there's my main floor. Here it is, a bit bigger so I can see it better. Here are all of my pictures. All I'm going to do is illustrate my floor plan with some pictures. So to do that, I would just pick my picture. Here's a bedroom picture. Let's drag and drop it onto the bedroom. Okay, here's a bathroom. Let's drag and drop it onto the bathroom. Here's sort of a kitchen living room. Let's drag and drop that over there. There is a kitchen right there, dining. Oh, let's put that in kitchen. So you see what I mean? See how easy that was? I just click on a picture and I drag and drop it over. I don't have to use all my pictures. I can just use a few if I want. You'll notice when I dragged it over, it turned into a camera icon. Now if I click on that little camera icon, I get a nice pop-up of the picture. Okay, and I'll show you this from the front end. It looks much nicer from the front end, but this is how we set it up in the back end. And the drag and drop, that is how we do everything. You will be dragging and dropping images into all your templates, whatever you're making. This is how and we've repeated the technology so that once you get the hang of it, you don't have to learn anything new to use any of our products. Okay, so that's how you can do the floor plan. Flyer selector. If you want, you can associate or attach an e-flyer or a print flyer with your tour. Now, I already have a bunch of flyers, so I can scroll down right here and you can see flyers that I've made. Okay? And if I want to associate one of my flyers with this tour, I just click the one I want and I drag it over here. Okay, and as you'll see from the front end, when someone watches my tour and they go to the flyer page, they can click on my flyer and download a PDF of it. Because some people, they want a print version. Not everybody likes to view all their stuff digitally. Some people will watch your tour and want to download the flyer that goes with it and print it out so that when they go to your open house, they've got that print in front of them. Okay? If you don't have print material, that's fine. This page will just say, okay, you need to make a flyer. You can always exit your tour. It will be saved. All the work we've done so far will always be saved in the system. So you can exit this process at any time. I could go to the print creator or the e-flyer creator, make a flyer, then I can come back into my tour, jump back to the flyer selector, and my little flyer I just made will show up here, and I can drag and drop it over. And that goes for anything. If you're halfway through your tour and then you get a phone call and you have to go to a meeting, that's fine. You can leave your tour. You can leave it for days. We don't delete things out of our system. You have to manually delete anything that you make out of our system. Otherwise, it will be there forever. So don't ever worry about losing the work you've done. We save everything. Every click you make, we save it instantly. You can abandon your tour and come back the next day and pick right up where you left off. Okay, agent branding is next. So this is where you just put your little brand on the tour, your headshots. So let's see, look, all my headshots are here, my logo's here. We've already taken the first headshot and the first logo and dumped it in there for you. But you can change it if you want. If I don't like that headshot, I want to use this headshot, I can drag and drop a new headshot over top of it. If I don't want to use that logo, I want to use this logo, I can drag and drop a new logo over top of that one. But just to save you time, we always take the very first one. So when you go into my account, the very first headshot you uploaded, it's going to be your default headshot, just to save you time. Okay, but you can always change it. You also have the option of having 2 agents show up. So maybe this is a really big listing and there's 2 of you on it, you can have 2 agents show up. But if you just want 1 agent, you just tick 1 agent. Here's my contact info. It's already auto-populated for me, but I can also click in here and change it if I want to, you know, like for some reason, maybe I have a different phone number I want them to call for this particular listing. I can change that right here, and that's the phone number that will show up when someone views this tour. I can also select a player theme, and that's just a color. It's just like a skin that goes on the outside of your virtual tour, and these are all the different colors we have, so I could choose just the basic white one, the gray one. I'm going to choose blue just because the logo I'm using is blue and I think it looks better, so that's what I want to do. But these are the different colors you can choose. That's all you do on the agent branding page, right? Super easy. Okay, captions. So creating captions. This takes a little more work, but it's optional. You don't have to do it, but it is a nice feature, especially if you have a really nice house. You can add captions that sit on top of your pictures as the tour plays. So you might want to highlight specific things, you know, like, oh, look at the beautiful skylight, or, you know, just things that people might not notice if they're just looking at a picture. But the first thing we need to do is set up our locations and drag and drop our pictures into the locations, okay? So I hit continue. And this is very similar to the floor plan page. Remember, we had all the locations and then all of our pictures. Now, we automatically create just some basic locations for you, just so you can get started, but you can also create new ones, like, for example, master bedroom, and I just click away, and there it is created. And let's just say guest bedroom. I click away, and it's created. If I don't want any of these, I can just delete them. Like, for example, well, this house doesn't have a den, so let's just delete that. I don't want that. It's gone. I can also change the order of these by just clicking on them, and I want the pool area to show last. I drag it down, and I let go. Okay? Because, remember back on the Manage Photos page, I told you guys that whatever order the pictures were in, that's the order they're going to play in the tour. Now, that would be true unless you do captions. If you decide to do captions, then the order that these locations are in, the order that the pictures are in, when you drag and drop them over, that's now going to be the new order that they show up in the tour. Okay? So front entrance. Do I have any pictures of the front of this house? Well, it doesn't matter for today. Let's just drag these ones over. So all I do is drag and drop. Super easy. And I can have as many pictures as I want in each location. I could, if I have 10 pictures of the front, I can do that. Maybe there's an amazing living room. Maybe they have an amazing kitchen and I have just a ton of pictures of that. I just drag and drop them over. I can have one picture. Doesn't matter. If I drag and drop a picture over and I made a mistake, I just delete it. That doesn't delete the picture out of your account. It just dumps it back into this little photo bucket, as we call it. Okay? I'll just put one more in here just for today, kitchen. Okay, so there you go. Really easy to do. So the first step is just setting up my locations, dragging and dropping my pictures over. Next, I'm ready to create my captions. So I click Create Captions. The next page has only my locations that had pictures in them. We're obviously not going to show an empty location because there's no picture. Here's my first picture. It shows up in the middle, a little bit bigger, and then I have a little text box right here that I can type in whatever I want. Okay? Now you don't want your captions to be too long because each picture in the tour only displays for about 2 seconds. So it has to just be something short and sweet so they can read it as they're watching. Okay, you can type in whatever you want, living room. Now I'm just, yeah, these are ones that I'd already done before just so you can see. You don't have to have a caption for every picture. You can delete this. Maybe one of your pictures you just want it to speak for itself. You don't want a caption. You can jump to the next one. So you get the idea. You can also change the font. So if I just click on one of these fonts, it will show right here what the font's going to look like, and it will change the font on all of them. So if I go back to living room, I've now got that new font. You can only have one font. You can't have a different font for every picture, which wouldn't look good either, trust me. Okay, Verdana, that's nice and clear. Okay, so just for today, let's say this is all I've got. I've got my captions. I'm happy. I'm good to go. That's all you have to do to create captions. You can make this as complicated as you want. You could, like, some people have, you know, I've gone into people's accounts and they have 30 different locations and tons of pictures and nice, beautiful captions for every picture. That's totally up to you. Okay, but here we go. Next up is voiceover. Again, this is something that is optional. Most people do not do voiceover because you have to pay for it. It's $30 and it takes a lot of work. Basically, voiceover is just recording, a voice recording, doing a narration as you walk through the home, right? As you do the virtual tour through the home, you have to provide the script. So you have to type in the script for each picture. So it's just like a caption, okay? But it's tricky because you want to time the amount of script for the scene. So if you had 4 or 5 pictures in your front entrance, you need to have the right amount of script so that the tour doesn't keep going and there's no talking. So that's what when I say it's a lot of work, it's just because you kind of want to make it look good and sound good. You gotta, you gotta kind of try to time the amount of narration to fit the pictures, and it's tricky. So most people don't do voiceover, but we have it in there as an option because 1 or 2 people do put the time in because they like it. So we've got that for you if you want to do it. Next up is SEO. SEO is really easy. It's really simple. It is very important. For those of you who don't know what SEO means, it just means search engine. Oh my God, sorry. Just like I just did a sip of water. Sorry, guys. It just means search engine optimization. So basically all that means is that when someone goes to a search engine like Google, right, and they're searching for a home, most people are going to type in some keywords like 4-bedroom home, downtown Houston with a swimming pool. They're going to type in something like that. And then all the search results that have those keywords somewhere in their code are going to pop up. So what you want to do is add some keywords that pertain to your listing so that your virtual tour has a better chance of showing up in the top listing results. Okay? So what we've done to make life easy is we've taken the listing description that you put back here on the property details page, and we've just dumped it in here. So you can take keywords out of this and dump them in here. Or you can type in your own keywords, right? Like, I don't know, downtown, den or deck. Any keywords that pertain to your listing, it'll only take you 1 minute to type in a bunch of keywords, okay? And then when someone searches for your listing on Google or Yahoo or wherever, there's a much better chance that the link to your tour is going to show up in the top few results. So that's all SEO is. You don't have to do anything hard or scary. Very simple. Last up is the music selector. Okay, so we have a bunch of little music samples that you can play. All you do to play them is just click play. Now, you probably can't hear that. I've got a headset on so I can hear it playing, but you guys probably can't. And you can listen to all of them. They're little loops, and when you find one you like, you just tick the one you like, okay? If you don't want music, just tick no music. You don't have to have music, but really anybody who's watched a virtual tour, and I know you guys have watched probably millions of them, they do sound nicer when they have a bit of background music. So I recommend picking some background music just because it just adds a little bit of ambiance when someone's watching your tour. It's kind of a nice feature, okay? So that's it. We have just gone through all the main steps to build a virtual tour. Last step here is to view a proof of the tour. I just click here and up pops a little mini pop-up of my tour. So here it is. Here's my homepage. This is what it looks like from the front end. So all that stuff we just did in the back end, here it is from the front end. And we have our tour set up so the pictures fill the whole screen. Now, if I was watching this, I'm doing a proof, so it's a mini pop-up. When someone watches this for real, oops, I'm going to stop that. Um, when someone watches this for real, it's going to fill up the entire monitor. But just for the view proof, we have a little mini window. Okay, so I've stopped the tour, and now I can see an individual page for each of the little pieces I put together in the back end. So when someone is finished watching your tour and they stop the tour, they get a little menu. Here's my property details page. So I took the time to fill in all that information because look at how nice it looks. My floor plans, this is what it looks like from the front end. So it's nice and big. There's my little camera icons. I got a nice pop-up. Okay. My location, so there's my Google map. Someone wants to forward this to a friend, they can put in their friend's name and email address, and then a link to watch this tour will go to somebody. If they're like, oh my gosh, I saw this great house, I think you would love it, I want you to see it, they can forward it to a friend. The print flyer, remember I dragged and dropped an e-flyer or a print flyer? So there's my little flyer, and if someone wants to print it or just download the PDF, they can do that right here. Walk score is something that we did not set up in the back end. It's just something that we do automatically for you. So walk score just shows you all the amenities that are near your listing. So here's my listing right here, and this is all the restaurants and grocery stores and schools and everything that are nearby. So anybody who's not that familiar with the neighborhood can go, oh, I see, okay, there's a lot of good stuff in this neighborhood. So there's your walk score. We have a download feature. Not many people use this anymore. This is if you wanted to download all the files that make up this tour so you could burn them onto CDs. Maybe you want to hand out the CDs at an open house. Most people don't do this anymore. Most people just send the link. They'll just send a link to people by email, you know, because it's a lot of work to buy CDs and burn everything onto the CD. But you can if you want. If you want to download all the files and stuff, you can do that right here on download. And then last up is just contact. So here's your contact information. If someone watches your tour and likes it, they can send you some feedback. They can do a little survey. They can also request a showing. They could say, you know what, I really want to see this property on Friday afternoon. Here's my information. They'll send submit, and you'll get an email from whoever it was, and then you've got a lead right there. And you can phone them and set up a viewing. So this is the view proof. This is your chance to go through and make sure everything is as it should be. There's no spelling mistakes. You've got all the pictures you want. When you're done, you just close your pop-up. If you want to make any changes, we're back in the back end, and this is where the navigation bar comes in handy because you can just jump right back to floor plan and make changes. You can jump back to property details because you found a typo and you can fix your typo. Then you can jump back to view proof, watch it again. So see what I mean? You can jump around using the navigation bar. Okay, so we're done our tour, but the tour isn't live yet. It's just saved in your Realtour account. It is not anywhere out there on the internet or the MLS. It's nowhere yet. It is just in your Realtour account. We do everything else on the links page. So, virtual tour links. This page has all these little tabs. This is how you're going to get your stuff out there. The first one is called links. These are the links for your tour. So this is a live link. Now I can click on this and it will pop up and the tour will start to play. I could copy this link and email it to somebody. This is the link that you're going to copy and paste when you set your tour up into the MLS. Okay, this is what will play the tour from the MLS. So this is your link. It's live. You have branded and unbranded. Some MLSs don't allow for branded. It just means it won't. If you have to do unbranded, it just means it won't have your headshot and logo. It will just play the tour without them. So depending on what your MLS regulations are, you can do branded or unbranded. Realtor.com, if you want your tour to play on Realtor.com, you just have to put your MLS number in here and click, and away it goes. It does it automatically for you. Property website, this isn't really a website so much as it's just a URL. Some people do not like the look of this URL. This is the link for your tour, right? Some people don't like the way that looks. They don't want that on their marketing material. They want something simpler, like, you know, what was it, 123 Maple Street, or whatever my tour was called. So if I want to buy a unique URL, I can if I want. I can click on that and check to see if it's available. It's not available. So then I can change it. I can keep clicking and try to find the one. When it's available, if I want to buy it, it's $19.99. I can buy it. It'll send it to my shopping cart. And when I check out, I can pay for it. And then I can use this on all of my marketing material instead of this big link. I don't think very many people do the property website because most people aren't really looking at the link so much as they just click on stuff and it plays the tour, and that's easier. But it's up to you. Next up is a QR code. We automatically generate a QR code for every tour you do. They're totally free. If you want to use that QR code, you can download a JPEG of it, and then you can put it on your signage. You can print it out and do whatever you want with it. The QR code will auto-populate into your print material. If you have a paid-for published virtual tour, and then we go in and do some print material, this little QR code is going to auto-populate onto that print material, so you don't have to worry about it. It's there automatically, and then if someone wants to use it, they can scan your print flyer and watch your tour on their phone. YouTube, if you want to send your tour to YouTube, you can do that as well. Now, I've already done that, but when you come to this page, there will just be a button that's here that says authorize Realtour to send my tour to YouTube. If you already have your own existing YouTube channel, your tours will automatically go to your channel. If you don't, your tours will automatically go to the Realtour channel. So it's up to you. It's super easy. Either way, they will be hosted on YouTube. Once they're on there, you can come in here and watch your YouTube video, or you can go to YouTube and watch your video on YouTube. Doesn't matter, but you can send them to YouTube. Maximum exposure just means that if you also want your tour to show up on these sites, you just tick. Okay? And it can take a day or two for these to show up on these sites, but they will just show up automatically. So I'm going to untick these because this is not a real listing and I don't want them to show up on these sites. And then last is just your statistics. So you want to know, once your tour goes live, you want to know how many people are watching my tour, how many people have clicked on it. So whenever you want to know that, you can come to statistics. You can click here and up pops your statistics. Now I'm not going to have very many views because this is not a real tour and it's not on the MLS and it's not on Realtour.com. It's just in my account, but I can see how many people have viewed it. Okay, and over the months and weeks, how many people have viewed it, where did they view it from, and then this little report is branded with all of my information so that I can send this report to my clients if I want. So every Monday, we send all of our clients a stats report. So every Monday, you will get a stats report that looks just like I showed you into your email. If you also want your client to get that stats report, you can put their name and email address and add them. So here's 2 other clients, and they will get the report. Once the property has sold and they no longer need the report, you can come into the back end of your tour and just delete them. Okay, that person no longer needs to see this report. Okay, super easy. And that is it. Next up would just be the shopping cart where we would pay for everything, and once you've paid for it, your links go live and you're good to go. So that is how you make a virtual tour. Now that is a lot of information. It's a lot of steps and stuff, but keep in mind, as I said, all of these steps, almost all of them are totally optional. We have a lot of clients who will come in, they'll order their tour, if they do a photo shoot, they'll have the photos already done, the tours created, and then they just choose music, and then they go to the shopping cart, and then they're done. They put their tour on the MLS, and they put it on Realtor.com, and they're done. So you can make this as big a process or as small as you like. That's up to you. These are optional. Okay, but it does make for a nice little presentation if you have captions and you have your floor plan. It just makes for a nicer presentation, but you don't have to do it. So that is our virtual tour. So that is the biggest product we have, and it's the most complicated to make because it has the most parts. Next up, we're going to do e-flyers. This will be much shorter. It's very, very easy to make an e-flyer, as I'll show you now, okay? So most people, once they've done their virtual tour, they then, in addition to posting their virtual tour on the MLS and on Realtor.com, they also will make an e-flyer that they blast out to all the other agents in their area, and the e-flyer links to the virtual tour because they want to get the word out that they've got this listing, okay? So that's why most people will do an e-flyer. So what we're going to do is, I don't know if we can edit existing. Say e-flyer, same with virtual tours. You can create or you can edit. If I go into create a flyer, I go the same process. So just to save time, because we're already getting into an hour, I'm going to edit an existing one. So when I click edit existing, I come back to my listings page. Now you might remember this page. It's the exact same page as when I was in the virtual tours, only this time it's organized by e-flyers. So these are all of my active listings that have published e-flyers. These ones I've already done e-flyer blasts. These are listings that I've created that I haven't done an eFlyer blast. I may have made an eFlyer, but I haven't blasted it out yet. So you can go in, you can make your flyer. Our system will save it. It will save it until you're ready. You don't have to blast it out right away. So here's the shoot or the listing that we made when we did the photo shoot, 123 Thursday Street, right? So you never have to remake the same listing twice. Once you make it once in our system, it is always in the system. But let's go back and use our Maplewood Drive because we've already got all of our information loaded in there, so it'll just save us some time. So let's say I want to create a new flyer for Maplewood Drive. I click Create New. Now I'm in the back end. Again, I have a navigation bar that goes across the top. It's a little different than the virtual tour one because I've got different pages, but it's the same idea. The very first one shows my property details. Now this is the identical page as the one we had in virtual tour because my property details are the same. So you never have to fill in this information again, even though we're making a different product. My manage photos, exactly the same page because we've already uploaded all of our photos for the virtual tour, so you don't have to do that again. Existing e-flyers, if I have any existing ones, they're going to show up here. If I don't, then this page is just empty, and that's fine. Template library, this is where it took me to when I said I wanted to create a new one. In our template library, we have dozens and dozens and dozens of templates that you can choose from. Over here on the left are all the different categories with different themes. So we've got some artistic ones, we've got some corporate ones, we've got holiday ones like Christmas, New Year's. We've got some lifestyle ones, like maybe you've got a condo that's suitable for a retiree, so you want to look at the retired couple themed ones. You know, we've got everything. We've got ones for multi-listings. So if you're doing an open house and you want to feature, you know, 2, 4, 6, 8 listings or 4 listings, we've got ones that feature those. If you've got one that you just want text only, we've got a nice template that you can just put text in the middle. Okay, so you get the idea. We've got lots and lots to choose from. So for today, let's go into America and let's choose Texas and let's choose Houston. So these are our Houston themed templates. So you get a little thumbnail. It's kind of hard to see because they're really small. So let's click on preview and I'll get a nice pop-up of a large version of the template. So this is what the template will look like when it's full of all your listings content. Looks good. Okay, so I can go through all the templates and click on preview. When I find the template I'm happy with, I just hit select. So let's say we like that template. That's the one we want to do. We hit select. We have to give it a few seconds because the system is creating the template for me. And here we go. Now we're in the edit template page. Here's my template. And you'll notice it has auto-populated with a whole bunch of information already for me. Here's my headshot. It's got all my contact information. It's got my logo. It's got a QR code from the tour because I published my tour. It's got my property description. It's got my price. It's got everything already auto-populated. And that's because I took the time to put it all in my details page and my account. Okay? But if you didn't do that, it's okay. You can still edit the text and everything on the template itself. If I mouse over any of these fields, see how they move? That means I can edit them. So if I don't like that title, I can click on this and up pops a nice little text box editor, we call it, and I can just click on that and put my new title. Okay? And you have a few options in here. Depending on the font, sometimes you can bold or italicize. You could left justify, right justify. You could change the size. You could change the color. Maybe I want it to be red. Okay? So you've got a few options in here. And then when I'm done editing, I just hit OK. And now the template is going to render. So I don't ever have to leave the page. Whenever I make a change, the template will render my change, and then I can see it right here in front of me. There's my new title, and it's in red. Okay, so let's say I can do that with all of these fields. My name, so on and so forth, any of these text fields, they're all editable. The next thing I need to do is get my images into my template. So here is my little photo bucket. This all looks familiar because these are the same pictures as as we saw on the virtual tour. All I need to do is click on the one I want and I can drag and drop it into the template. Just like we dragged and dropped pictures into the floor plan creator, just like we dragged and dropped pictures when we did our captions, our system works the same. Just to make life easier for you, you don't have to learn a new technology every time you make a new product. You use the same technology, drag and drop. and then I hit refresh. Now the system is going to render my template. I don't have to leave the page. It's going to render it right here, right in front of me. And when it's done rendering, I get to see, done. This is what my finished product is going to look like. Obviously, these little red X's are not going to show up on the finished product. These are so you guys can change if you want to make some changes. So if I decide I don't like this picture and I want to get rid of it, I can either delete it by clicking remove this image, or I can just click a new image and drag and drop right over top of the old one and hit refresh. So that's how it works. Really, really easy. Okay. If I decide that there's an image on here that I don't want at all, like I don't want this QR code, I can just delete the QR code and now it's gone. To let it render. Things always go a bit slower on webinar, guys, so sorry, there's always a few seconds. Okay, now I have an image field that I could drag and drop some tiny little image, or I could just delete that image field altogether and get rid of it completely. And then my finished product will just have nice white space underneath that. And you can do that for any image field. If for whatever reason you don't want this last picture, you could delete the picture and the image field, and then you'll just have the background show up underneath it. So these are templates. So you can't, there's not a lot you can do with them. It's not like you can click on the pictures and change the layout and move them around and that kind of stuff. We don't have that capability. Maybe we will someday. That would be great. But at least you can do a few things. You can remove images, image fields you don't want, and you can change your text. That's pretty much all you can do on the templates. Okay, so let's say we're done. We're happy with this. Next up is view proof. So just like in the virtual tour, we're going to view a proof. This is pretty much the full size of what our template's going to look like. And we make all our templates 8.5 by 11 so that you can also print them. So when you do your e-flyer, you don't have to make this template again in the print creator. You can download a PDF of it and have a print version that you can hand out at your open house. So here's our flyer. I can't stress enough how important it is to take even 5 minutes and proof this flyer, because once you blast this out as an e-flyer, you cannot get it back. So if you see a big glaring mistake, and this happens all the time, you would be amazed how many panicked phone calls we get every day because someone has blasted out an e-flyer to 5,000 people for an open house or something, and there's a mistake. They have the wrong date, they have the wrong time, there's a typo in the address, you know? So take the time, just take 5 minutes, because once it goes out, I can't get it back. It's just like when you send an email to somebody and there's a mistake in it, you can't get that email back. Okay, so take 5 minutes to proof it. If you want, we also have a client proof option. So if I click on this, I can enter my client's email address and put a little message, hi Bob, here's the flyer I made, take a look. If you're good to go, I'll blast it out this afternoon or tomorrow. If you want changes, let me know and I'll make them. Send proof, and then your client will get this exact image in their email and they can look at it too, and then they can sign off on it, and then you're covering yourself, which is a nice feature, okay? So view proof. If I see any mistakes or I want to change something, I can use my navigation bar and go back to edit, or I can go over here and click edit further. Okay, doesn't matter. I can either use the navigation bar or use these buttons. I go to the same place. If I'm happy with it, I've done my due diligence, I've proofed it, I'm good to go, I can move to the next step, which is links, or I can hit continue. It'll take me to the same place. So let's go to links. Okay, on this page, the first thing we have to do is enter a subject line. You absolutely have to have a subject line to send out an e-flyer. A subject line, it's just like when you send someone an email and you put a little subject at the top. It's the exact same thing. Only this time you want to type something to entice the agent or the recipient to open your email. So, you know, make it a good one. Amazing new home, 4-bedroom, great price. Do not put exclamation points in your subject, okay? It's tempting, but don't do it. That is a spam trigger, okay? If there's an exclamation in your subject, it's most likely going to go to spam. That is something they look for, so don't do it, no matter how badly you want to. Just put something short and sweet. It's a subject, so you're not going to type a whole paragraph in here, but something that's going to get the recipient to want to open your e-flyer. So there's your subject. Next up are links. Now this is optional. You can have 3 different links associated with your e-flyer. Okay? Most people want their e-flyer to link to their virtual tour. So to save time and make your life easier, we've already auto-populated the first link with the link to the virtual tour that we made. So remember, this is the same listing that we just made the virtual tour for, Maplewood Drive. So here's view the virtual tour, here's the link. But I don't have to do that. If I don't want to, if I only have a virtual tour, or sorry, an e-flyer and I don't want a virtual tour, I can just delete the content in here and just leave it blank. And then my e-flyer will go out to people. It won't link to anything. That's fine. You can do that if you want. Or if you use a different company to make your virtual tours, you can copy and paste the link in here. And then your e-flyer will link to that tour. That is totally up to you. Okay? But if you want to make your life simple and do all your marketing materials together, we've got the link in here for you, good to go. There are 2 more optional links if you want. So for example, you could have, a welcome to Houston link, and then you just put whatever that link is. I'm just going to make one up here. I don't know. I'm assuming there's a Houston.com website. You could have visit my website, and then I would have my URL. Okay, so you can fill these in with whatever you want. I strongly recommend you preview, because if I click preview, I get a nice pop-up of my flyer. This is what it's going to look like more or less when it's in people's inboxes. So here's my subject. Okay, good. It's coming from me. Here's my flyer. And at the bottom, here are my links. So this is a good chance to click on the links and make sure they work. Welcome to Houston. Does that go? Oh, so there's a mistake. There is no Houston.com website. So I should go back and fix that. Okay? But this is another chance to proof it and make sure your links work. Okay? But you can have 3 links right here. So if the link doesn't work, I just close my pop-up, I go in here and I fix it. I don't know what the link is. I'm just going to leave it for now, but you get the idea. You can change your link. Okay, that's it. Our flyer is good to go. Next up is distribution, and I can click distribution or continue. Doesn't matter. It's going to take me to the same page. This is how we are going to blast our e-flyer out to the real estate community. Most people will use our map blaster because it's really easy. Some people will also use the contacts. A lot of people will have their own little list of contacts. It might be clients that you have, or it might be other agents, so you just want to make sure they get it. You can do one or the other, or you can do both together at the same time. So let's do the map blast. If I click on this, I get a pop-up. It's going to show me a Google map, and our system is going to automatically generate a target area with your listing right here smack dab in the middle. Again, this is just to save you time. So if I'm in a rush and I'm good to go with this, I can see over here that there are 4,700, almost 4,800 agents in this target area. It's going to cost me that much money. If I'm happy with that, I can click continue and I'm done. If I'm not happy with that, I can tweak this target area. See these little handles? I can just click on them. I can make this smaller. Maybe I only want to do downtown Houston. So I just click. This is a Google map, so I can zoom in as well. So you handle this just like Google. It moves around. You can zoom in, zoom out. I can click on my target area and shift it. Maybe I want this sort of northern, eastern pocket area. That's what I want. Every time I make changes to my target area, this changes. So now I only have 582 agents. Well, that's not enough. I want to move back down here. Now I've got 1,057 agents. So see what I mean? You can control your target area and make it whatever shape you want. If you want another target area, I just click add another target area. Okay, it zooms out. It gives me a new target area, this purple one. I'm going to drag this one over here, and for whatever reason, I want to focus on Baytown because I think my listing would be suitable for people over here. And I just want the downtown area, so I'm just going to make this smaller. Oh, there we go. Oh, only 9 agents in Baytown. Wow. 10 agents, okay, but you get the idea, right? So now I've got 2 target areas. View all target areas, it just zooms out a little bit so I can see both. I can have as many target areas as I want. Most people will only have 1 or 2, maybe 3, but it just depends on what kind of listing you've got, right? You can have as many as you want. So I've got 2. If I'm good to go with this, I can click continue. If I don't want this target area anymore, there's a delete button. I can just delete it. Okay, see how I can delete it right there? I'm just going to delete it now so you can see. Now it's gone. Now I'm just going to send it to Houston. But when I'm ready, I just click continue. Little pop-up closes. I'm back on the distribution page. The map blast is going to send it to that many people. If I also have some contacts I want to send it to, I just click on contacts. Now on this page, I have some options. I can send it, I can type in people's email addresses if I want. If I have a whole, oh, I misspelled that. If I have a whole list of them, I can copy all those and just paste them in here and they'll show up in a long list. I can then give that, if I want to save all those people in here, so every time I do an e-flyer blast, I don't have to do it again, I can give it, you know, my best agents. I can give it a name and hit save, and it will create the list and add it to my list down here. I can also upload a CSV file because some people have, you know, all their distribution lists done in Excel. So you can save in Excel to CSV, upload CSV, and it will create a list in the system that you can save, and then you can always come in and edit it. You can just tick the list you want. It'll always be in here. You can import all of your emails from Gmail or Yahoo as well. Okay, and then you can create your own little distribution lists as well. Okay, so you can handle this however you want, and they will always be saved in here. If you ever want to edit, like say I want to edit my photographer list, if I click on this, they pop up, here they are. I can delete this person, I can add a new person, I just save, I can undo any edits if I make a mistake, I can delete the entire list. So you can manage them once they're in the system. But the reason we do this is so that if you send out e-flyers all the time, you don't want to have to go through this process every time. It's just so you can make your distribution lists once and have them saved in the system. Then every time you do an e-flyer, you just tick, I also want to send to these people, and I want to send to those people. And then I hit continue. I'm back on this page. Here's my summary. It's going to that many people in the map blast target area. It's going to this many people from my contacts. Here's my total. Here's my price. I hit continue. It's going to take me to the shopping cart where I get a final summary of what I've done. When I pay for this, that's it. It goes out. Okay? So once it's in the shopping cart, I just pay for it and it automatically goes out. Most e-flyers go out immediately. They'll take, depending on how many people you're sending it to, it will take anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes. If it's a busy day and there are other people doing e-flyer blasts, it might take 20 minutes to go out if there's a big queue ahead of you, but it will go out right away. You don't have to do anything. It's gone. Now I'm going to delete this because I have accidentally sent out e-flyers before for fake listings and then gotten lots of phone calls about the listing. We don't want to do that, okay? So far we've done photo shoots, virtual tours, e-flyers. I'm very quickly just going to touch on print materials because to make print material, it's the identical process of the e-flyer. It's the same templates. The only difference, I'll click create a flyer. Actually, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go into existing just to save us time. Same page, looks familiar. There's all my listings. The only difference with Print Creator is that we have some different templates. You can do a single-sided template, just like the e-flyer. They're 8.5 by 11. You can do a double-sided. You can do a brochure. Those are the 11 by 17 ones that you fold in half. And then we have two different sizes of postcards. And when you go to the template library, let's just choose single-sided. When you go to the template library, see, it's the same as the e-flyer. Okay, so we have all the same categories. We have pretty much all the same templates. And when you make a template, let's just select this one. It'll take us into the template editor. It's going to create the template. It's identical to what we just did with the e-flyers. So it's auto-populated with everything. I just need to drag and drop my pictures over. Done, done, done. I can edit anything I want. If I'm done, I hit refresh. And when I'm done, I view my proof. And the only difference is because this is not an e-flyer, we are not blasting this out anywhere. So we're done. That's how you make a piece of print material. You just download the PDF when you're done. Okay? Because we're not going to blast anywhere. So that is how easy it is to do print material. And when you make an e-flyer, because a lot of people will do their e-flyer, then they want to have a print version of that e-flyer. If you go into print materials, the flyer that we just made in e-flyers is already in print materials. We create a duplicate of it so you don't have to make it twice. So when you make it in e-flyers, here's my listing. If I go in here and click edit, here's the flyer I just made. There's the one we just made. There. So these are all of my flyers, okay? There's the one we just made a second ago. There's the one we did the e-flyer for, the Houston one. So you don't have to make it twice because that's ridiculous. They're both 8.5 by 11. We don't want you guys to have to do it twice. It just takes up time. Okay. Now, I don't know, is this the same group that we did the newsletter couple weeks ago, we did a tutorial on how to do newsletters. So I don't know how many people were here for that, so that we won't necessarily have to go through newsletters. Does everybody remember that one?
Let me look at my list real quick, Gina. But no, I don't think so. I think there's several that have not. No, I don't think the majority of them were not on this call. No, none of them were actually.
Okay, so we'll quickly go through newsletters. One thing we're doing right now, newsletters are brand new. We've just launched it, and we're offering a free trial for an entire month that you can use our ready-to-send newsletters, and you can blast them out. They're designed for you guys to send to your clients. So newsletters, unlike e-flyers, which are really designed for you to send to other agents to advertise your listings, newsletters are designed as sort of a stay-in-touch tool with your clients, okay? To send them interesting information about the market, about renovations, do-it-yourself stuff, holiday stuff, fun. It's supposed to be for fun, really. So then we've got a free month trial, so you can sign up for that. I'm going to go in and let's do the create a newsletter. We have two different types you can do. We have ready to send and we have build your own. So the name kind of says it all. Ready to send is literally a newsletter that is completely finished. It's full of images, it's full of articles and content. You can send it out as it is. You don't have to do a thing. And that's what the free trial we're offering right now is, for you guys to use the ready to send ones. The build your own is exactly that. You have to build it. We will give you a header and a footer image, but the inside, the body is empty. So you can, if you want to, build your own with your own articles. You can copy and paste text in there. You can type text in there with stuff. You can upload your own images. You drag and drop them right into the newsletter, just like you did with the e-flyer, and then you can blast those out. Because some people like to make their own newsletters and have their own content. But for today, I'll show you the ready to send because that's what the free trial is. So I would choose ready to send. I have to give a name to my newsletter. Now, this is not something that anyone's going to see. This is just for my own personal records. Because if I start sending these out, I might have lots. And I might want to send the same newsletter, but to two different groups of people separately. So I just want to know which ones are which. So let's just say February newsletter to gold clients. Okay, now this is just for me. Nobody sees this. Okay, and again, we're in the back end. This should look familiar, right? We've got a navigation bar across the back. We're in the template library. Here are all the categories. Now, we've done the categories a bit differently. You have two options. You can view by category, and then we have all these different categories you can go through. There's moving tips, there's home maintenance tips, there's holiday stuff, there's gardening, there's downsizing. There's dozens and dozens of fully ready to send newsletters for whatever you might want to send out, okay? We've also, to save you time, done it by month. So the exact same templates, only we've organized them to which template might be most suitable for each month. So instead of coming in here and going through all these different categories, you could just come in and say, all right, it's February. What have we got in February? Super Bowl, Valentine's Day, February projects, okay? June, what have we got in June? Summer hosting, gardening, lawn care, right? And we've done it like this just to save you time. So you can go through every category and look at them all, or you can just pick the ones by month and do it that way. We also have city-specific ones. So for whatever city you're in, Austin, Corpus Christi, Dallas, Houston, Chicago, San Antonio, San Diego, these ones are updated every single month. So you could send out the city-specific one to the exact same clients every month. They have new content in them. But let's just say we want to do this one for fun. We want to send this to our Gold Star clients for fun. We've already missed Super Bowl and Valentine's Day. Let's do February projects. So just like with e-flyers, if I want to see what this looks like large, I click on preview. I get a nice big version. This is what it looks like big. So I can scroll down, see all the articles, see the pictures, so on and so forth. And then the bottom is going to be auto-populated with your headshot, logo, and your contact info. If this is the newsletter I want to send, I just hit select, same as I did for e-flyers, same as I do for Print Creator. It brings me to the editor page. The only difference is on these, I don't edit any of the content. The only thing I can edit is what is in the very bottom. And it's already auto-populated with my information, which it took from my account So I don't have to do anything. I could just hit continue and go to distribution. But if I want to do some extra stuff, I can do some edits. So on contact, I can type in, maybe I want a different phone number. You notice how when I type that in there, it just changed right here. Okay, it does it automatically for you. I can do that for any of these fields. If I want to add some social media links, like say maybe I want the face, because this is digital, this is going to go out digitally. So if I want people when they're looking at it to be able to click and go to my Facebook page or my YouTube or anything, I can go to my Facebook page, copy the URL, right? The URL, which is this, from my Facebook page and paste it in here. Now I don't know what my Facebook page is, so I'm just going to type some text in here just so you can see what the logo will look like on the finished product. But you're going to, you know, if you're doing this for real, you need to type in the real link to your homepage for these accounts. I can also add a personal message. So when I blast this out, if I want to personalize it, I can type in, a personal message, and that message will display at the very top of my flyer, okay? And then same thing with my headshots and logos. Here are my headshots and logos, all the same ones we had before. If I want to change that, I just click. Now it's that guy. Now it's this girl. Now it's this guy. Okay, same with logos. I want a different logo. Now it's that one. Now it's this one. Okay, that's it. When I'm done, I can view a proof. Before I get to the proof page, I have to do my subject line, just like we did for the e-flyers. Fabulous February projects. Take a look. Don't put an exclamation mark, right? Don't do it. You want to, but don't do it. It'll go to their spam. I hit save. Okay, distribution. The only difference for these are not designed to go out to other agents, so we don't use the Map Blaster. The Map Blaster is a database of real estate agent emails. You're not going to want to send mortgage information and, you know, how to sell your house information to other real estate agents. They don't need that. This whole tool is for you guys to send to your clients. So you can stay in touch with them. You can give them, you know, tidbits and interesting facts. You can just, you know, it's just a fun way to maintain a relationship with your clients. So you're only going to send this using your own client contact lists. And here are all my lists that I have from before. You can do what we did before, right? You can type them in one at a time. Oh, I typed that wrong again. Or you can copy and paste them in, or you can upload. This is the exact same contact situation as we did for eFlyer, okay? So if I've already got my lists in here, I'm just going to send this to Realtour people. I click continue. Okay, now I signed up for the free trial, and I'll show you how to do that. It's really easy. So you can see at the top, I have 2 days left in my free trial, as that is showing me, because it's 30 days. So if I hit send newsletter, it's just going to send it. It's done, because it's free for 30 days. Okay, if I click there to go back to my marketing suite, if I go into newsletter, edit existing, the one I just sent is going to be there. Here it is right here. February newsletter to gold clients. Okay, same for you guys. And you can manage all your newsletters in here. You can edit them, delete them, check stats, see who opened them. These are my ready to send ones. These are my build my own. If you guys want to sign up for your free trial, when you log into your Realtour account, you're going to have a great big ad right here that lets you sign up. I don't have it because I've already signed up. So I'm going to log out, go to the corporate website just so you can see what it looks like. Anybody, if you don't have an account, that's fine. You can go to www.realtor.biz. Here's the corporate site, so we're not logged in. Here is the link to sign up for your offer. All you have to do is click on it. Okay, and now you can look at samples of the newsletter if you want to go in and look at a bunch of them. If you want to just sign up, just click here. If you have a Realtor account, you would click yes, and then you would just log in with your Realtor account, which is just the same email that you use to log in and password. Hit continue, and you're done. Your 30-day trial begins, and you can start sending out newsletters, and you can send as many as you want all day long. So you could send dozens of them. You might have one client who just bought a house, but it's a fixer-upper. So you might want to send that one client a newsletter that's all about doing fixer-upper jobs. Okay? And then you want to send another one to another client. Or you might be the kind of person who just wants to send them seasonally. You want to send a Christmas newsletter, you know? I think Kari is chatting to me.
Oh, sorry. I was going to have you read that at the end. I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. Okay. I thought maybe there was an audio problem, and here I am talking, and no one can hear me. And you're like, Jana, you're talking. No
Oh,
one can
no, no, no.
actually hear you.
No,
Okay.
I was going to ask a question and just kind of save it to last, but I'll write it
Okay.
down.
Okay, we're almost done, guys. I promise. I know it's long. We have a lot of products. We're almost done. The other option, if you do not have a Realtour account, if you're brand new, that's fine too. You can click, I do not have a Realtour account, no. Then you can create your account right here and sign up. So you would just enter your email address. The email address that is going to be your login. So use the email address that you're going to use to log in, your name, create a password. If you're an agent, tick that. If you're a photographer, you're a sales rep, whatever you are, just tick the box, hit create account. It will create your Realtour account and sign you up for the free trial. Okay? So that's how you do it. Super easy. I'm going to log back into my account. The very last product we have is listing presentations. The listing presentation is really just like a little digital resume that you can create for yourself. It's almost like a little, well, I'm just going to go into one of my existing ones so you can see. So basically, it's a digital presentation. We've done them 8.5 by 11, so you can also print them if you want. But let's go into one so you can see what it looks like. Edit existing. So basically, it's 39 pages. You can have a cover page, and you can edit the information on here. You can drag and drop a main picture, and that picture can be anything you want. You can delete. If you don't want your logo on your main page, you can delete it. Go into the system. Now, what we've done to make your life easy, we have made this entire presentation complete with content for you, except for the profile page and the agency profile. So you could go into those pages. I can edit these. So I can call it Jana's profile. I can put my name, whatever I want. And then I can edit. I see as I mouse over, I can edit the text on these pages because these pages are all about me. Okay? It's a whole little presentation that you're going to use to pitch to get new clients. Okay? So there's the agency profile, so you can have information all about your agency, and you can edit these text fields. The images and stuff on these pages are already set. You cannot edit those. So just to make people's lives easy, if you want a really quick listing presentation that you can use to get new business, to use it as sort of like a digital resume that's all about you, your agency, and the services you offer, you can get a listing presentation that is already almost, it's like 80% done. So it's just that first section on the agency stuff. The whole rest of it, staging strategy, preparing your house for sale, these pages are done. You can edit if you want. See, as I mouse over, I can edit the titles, or you can just leave them as they are. You don't have to touch them. And your presentation is completely done. So we've got stuff on staging, we've got pricing strategy. Again, you can edit this stuff if you want, or you can leave it alone. Okay, we can jump all the way to the end, or there is a section at the end on testimonials and your closing statements. You can edit these to put your own testimonials in. If you don't want a testimonial page, you can delete the entire page and just get rid of it. If you want to bring that page back, you can go back and say, uh-oh, I shouldn't have done that, restore the page, and it goes back. Okay, and the very last page is like the cover page. It's auto-populated with all of my information and my headshot and my logo, but I can still edit these right here. If I want a different headshot, I can just choose a different headshot, right? And my logo, same thing. It's all the same stuff as before. So that is the listing presentation. So sorry to rush through that, but I know we're getting a bit long. And people's attention spans can't go that long. I understand that totally. That's a lot of information to go through. But basically, these are our top products. Photo shoots, these all work together. If you book a photo shoot, you will have amazing pictures of your listing. You will get a free virtual tour that your photographer is going to create for you. You'll then whip up an e-flyer, which you saw me do, and you can do it in 5 minutes. The e-flyer will link to your virtual tour. You can then do a print version of your e-flyer to hand out at your open house. Okay? That is how you're going to get your listing out there, and you can do that so fast, and these are all totally interconnected, so it's a minimal amount of work. And then newsletters are just a bonus. And if you sign up for the free trial, I mean, my gosh, you've got a whole month to send out newsletters to your clients for fun, just to stay in touch with them. And if you want to keep going, you can do a subscription. So it's $49 a month, and you can subscribe and that would let you do unlimited, as many as you want newsletters every month to stay in touch with your clients. And we are constantly adding new newsletters to that library and updating ones. So if you want to do that, you can do a subscription. If you just want to send a newsletter like once a year, maybe you just want to do a Christmas newsletter, you can send it once, and then it's $69.99 just to do it once. Okay, this is one of my developers. Okay, so basically, those are our products. If anybody has any questions, go ahead. Kari Jo, I don't know if there's anything else you want to cover.
No, the question I was going to ask you, Jana, was just if they didn't, I assumed that they could go in and sign up themselves, and you, right after I was going to chat you, you went over that anyway. So
Oh, okay, yes.
the question was answered.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
And Jana, at the beginning, said that she is recording this, so I will email that YouTube link out to all of you that have attended. Does anybody have any questions for Jana?
And if you think of something later, you can always send me an email or Kari Jo, or if you need help, I do tutorials all the time. If you're in the middle of a virtual tour and you're like, this is a nightmare, I can't do it, I do one-on-one tutorials as well. I mean, you and I jumped on a Webby with someone yesterday for 15 minutes and showed her how to make an e-flyer. And then we were done. And she was like, oh my God, it's so easy, right? So if you need help, just email me or email Kari Jo, or you can go on to if it's something little, you can go on to the little click right here for help. And we have a live person. If I click live chat right now, I'm going to go to Amanda, and she'll be emailing back and forth with me, chatting back and forth with me. So you can get help whenever you need it. Okay? But honestly, once you start doing this and you get the hang of it, it's so easy to use these products. And as I mentioned before, they're all interconnected. You know, things auto-populate, and as you saw me, I mean, I took my time today, but once you get the hang of it, you can make these products in just minutes. And anything you make will always be saved in your account. We don't delete things. It's up to you to go in and manually delete things. If you want to get rid of stuff, we don't delete stuff. It's saved there for you pretty much forever. So there you go. You can have all your marketing materials whenever you need it.
And y'all, that listing presentation, because everything is going so automated that, hey, Jana, I just thought of something. Can you, is that listing presentation a link that you can put on Facebook or no?
Yeah, I think so. I've got these little ones are samples. So yeah, I can like if I download this, right? So with the listing presentation, you can watch it digitally. You can download a PDF of it
Right.
if you want to bind it and print
Okay.
it. And then you can download it right there and save it on your computer. So I can also send you a link to the listing presentation. And I'm pretty sure Amanda, she does all our social media. She probably has a link to this on our Facebook page. But you can link any of your stuff to Facebook. You can put your e-flyers on Facebook. I did that the other day. So yeah, I'll include a link to this so you can watch it as well when I send Kari Jo the link to the YouTube webinar thingy.
But agents, what an awesome way to promote yourself and market yourself right there is, you know, because it's a listing presentation, it's just how you're going to present yourself to the client when you go to the listing. There's nothing house specific on there, correct, Jenna?
No, it's not listing. It's not about the listing. It's about you. So
Yeah.
basically, it's got like it's got some information at the beginning about you. It's got information about your agency, and you can delete those pages if you don't want them. And then it has stuff in the middle about how I'm going to help you, right? So it's got like staging. I'll go back to the
No,
table of
I wouldn't
content.
delete those pages at the beginning that talk about you, because that's your chance of, you know, putting your resume and everything on
Totally.
those pages. I think it's an awesome
Exactly.
marketing tool, social media.
Exactly, exactly. I mean, it's got staging strategies, it's got pricing, and then it's got a marketing strategy with information about Realtour. So you're telling your clients that, hey, if you hire me, I'm going to market you using all the Realtour products. Then it's got your negotiating strategy, and then at the end you can have some testimonials and your closing statement, and it's in a really nice format. Like you can turn the pages. It's really cute, right? Like it's like a little mini website that's all about you. And you
Yeah,
can print it as
that's
well,
an awesome,
right? And you
that's
can
an
watch it
awesome
big.
tool.
You can blow it up so they can see it really big. I'll exit the full screen. Yeah. And it's all done. Like 90% of this is done. Most of these pages you don't even have to touch. You can just edit the ones at the very beginning. Hmm.
I'm sorry, did you ask me a question, Jana?
Nope, I'm good.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's really neat. That's a great idea. And then also the newsletters, y'all, those obviously Jana touched that they don't go out to realtors, your other agents. The newsletters are for your sphere of influence or that's just a touch. And I think all of you were at my business planning presentation last week or over the last month, and remember how we talk about how many touches a week, a month, a year that you need in order to make your certain number of transactions. So that newsletter would count as one of your touches once a month. Anyway, okay.
Very
Any
good.
other questions? Yeah.
There's my
Yeah,
newsletter.
see, there, and it's, I mean, how easy is that? Everything is all
Yeah.
done for you. All you have to do is go zap and it goes out
Yeah, you don't have to
as
change
long
the,
as you upload
yeah,
to your database. Yeah,
exactly. The ready to send newsletters, you don't have to do anything. I
yeah.
changed a few things, but you don't have to. And here's my little message I put at the top, so if you want to make it personal, but they'll get their little newsletter. Yeah. And there you go.
Okay. I think, if nobody has any questions, I'm going to let Gianna go and y'all go and hit the streets.
Sounds good. Nice chatting with everybody this
Okay.
morning. Have a good day.
Thank you guys. Thank you, Gianna. I appreciate you.
You're welcome. Bye, everybody.